Hi, my name is Mike Loughran, CTO for UK and Ireland Rockwell Automation. And today we're going to be talking about the importance of implementing a strong and flexible digital backbone to enable agility, innovation, and enhance customer experience. Joining me today is Joris Bisschop, CEO of Technologies Added. Joris, would you like to introduce yourself and explain to the audience a little bit more about Technologies Added?
Yeah, sure, Mike. Thank you. My name is Joris Bisschop. I'm the CEO of Technologies Added. And Technologies Added is a young company, 3 years old. And we are actually offering our customers factory as a service, meaning that we are producing products for our customers, but we're also setting up the order intake. We do the logistics. We help them with engineering. And our customers are mainly startups and scale-ups who produce all kinds of sustainable or new smart products that are going to change the world, actually.
Fantastic. The more I talk with you, Joris, it seems that the whole Technologies Added ethos and the factory that you've built was designed from ground up, although it being a brownfield site, to be scalable and adaptable and future ready, expandable. With that design in mind, could you tell the audience a little bit more about how you started out on the journey and how you kind of built to where you are now, and how partners in the ecosystem had an impact on that?
Okay. So what we did when we started off with Technologies Added is that we bought a old facility. It's a huge facility that fits up to 400 employees. We currently have 50, so there's still plenty of room to grow. And what we notice is that our customers, they actually want smaller batches, personalized products. So the term is mass customization. And if you want to offer our customers this mass customization, we need to be very flexible. We need to build a lot of different variants of one product, and our operators at the production line should know what variant to build. And the only way to do that is by using the digital backbone we have created, obviously together with Rockwell, and we use Windshield PLM from PTC as well. And what we try to do is set up the system in a flexible way and use every piece of software in the way it was designed to use. So Rockwell created a enterprise integration hub for us, which is like the main layer where all programs are connected to our ERP system, our MES system, the PLM system. We are actually installed a new warehouse management system 2 weeks ago. And it just plugged into the AI hub, and now it communicates with the rest of our backbone. So that actually shows how flexible and scalable the system is.
Fantastic. So it sounds to me like you took, the best partners in each area, warehousing, operations, automation, brought them together to provide that plug and play functionality. What benefits have you seen from that, or what future benefits do you think you'll be able to leverage from that plug and play philosophy?
If you would, let's say, our ERP system is capable of keeping track of some warehousing and stock levels, but it's not a warehouse management system. So there are either two options: or we live with a not suitable system, or we are going to adjust the system to our needs, which is actually creating legacy. And one thing that we do not want to do is adjust systems so that we can swap them out in the future when needed. So we use the best systems of their class, and then use them in the way they're designed to use. If they develop in the future, we can benefit from these developments. And we also try to do that in real life, get the best partners in and use them what they're good at.
So certainly you avoided that black box technology minefield, which could trip you up in the future. And certainly, that's something that we preach at Rockwell in regards to the right tool for the right job, and working with partners, partners such as yourself, but partners such as Microsoft, PTC, and others out there who are actually, creating the right tool for the right job rather than trying to shoehorn something in.
Yes.
It all sounds perfect. What challenges was there, Joris?
It's very important to take a step back and think about what you want to achieve with the complete digital backbone, as we call it, and then spend time figuring out which partners we should use for which part of the application. And we spend a lot of time in designing it together with Rockwell, PTC. We had workshops on site, and as soon as the software is running and installed, that's actually where the real game starts for us as the company. The people need to be trained to work with the system. The boundaries of IT and engineering are fading a little bit, which causes tension within the company. So it's not just designing the system and installing the system, but it's also changing the culture, how you do your processes, how what our engineering is normally working on a certain area, but it's going to expand in the more IT side of it as well, and the other way around. So it's very interesting for a leader as myself to to steer the people in these situations. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes the cultural aspect of any digital change can be one of the more difficult ones.
Yeah.
As we all know, culture eats strategy for breakfast. So that people, process, and technology part absolutely becomes core, which is good to get your feedback on. And at Rockwell, we work with brand new companies. We work with companies that have been with us many years. And I think when you look at Technologies Added, the interesting thing for me is you are a relatively new startup, but based on that brownfield site. Was there any kind of challenges that you looked at and saw from coming from a brownfield site to the new technology, and how did you overcome those?
So the building we bought had it was a previous Philips site. So we bought also some equipment that was already at the site, including a server park, which was an outdated server park, but we still used that server to set up the system to start off with, knowing already that when we would grow the system, we need to go into the cloud. So we started off on premises, which was also a low-cost solution since we have it in place and it's just a local installation. But now we are actually phasing into the cloud and expanding the services that we can offer and plugging more clients into our system. And that's another great thing of working with great partners, is that they have all the knowledge and all that information in place in order to assist us in this transition to the cloud.
Yeah, because I know in discussions with many people within manufacturing IT companies, one of their concerns can be, what about the legacy equipment we've got? What about the older infrastructure, and should that get in the way of my digital transformation? And of course, as you've already said, we kind of say no. You work around it. You take the bits that you can use at the moment, add some maybe potential new bits to link them, but form part of your journey with what you've already got, rather than rip and replace. As you've experienced there, with a brand new company, although some years old now, an aging asset, you've kind of done the both of that. So actually, it's no different to other companies who may have been on a site for 50, 60, 70 years, etc., etc. So that really interests me. It really interests me because that's one of the biggest problems we see of people on the digital journey.
Yeah.
And you've not mentioned it yet, Joris. So do you want to talk about a few of the interesting products that you guys do, just to give a little bit of a feel for the diversity of manufacturing and design?
Yes. So we have all kinds of interesting products where we focus on sustainable home products. We have Hydroloop, which is a water saving, or actually water recycling product that you can install in your house. We have smart lighting that is used to set up a smart city grid and of course light your city streets. We have electrical transport bikes. We have electrical scooters. So it's very difficult with all these different products. We should really focus on bill of the material, revision changes. So it's very important for us that we just track all that information, work close with our customers for change requests, and it all flows in through our system. And working with this system actually eliminates a lot of engineering hours during operation. It takes more time to set it up, but when it's done, the whole order intake goes automatically. No engineering hours are spent on creating different variants and stuff, since the system is actually creating the variants for us. And that's actually the best way to also keep manufacturing alive in Europe or in the Netherlands, right? And it's also, I think, big companies have the money to set up a big factory with a whole digital system. Smaller or medium-sized companies do not. And what we try to offer is that we have invested in this backbone and we share it with our customers. Therefore, we are opening up the opportunity for startups to actually use this advanced system in a cost-effective way. So yeah.
Yeah, you're driving out agile manufacturing, but based upon a core foundation. And when I speak with customers, whether they are making one or two products, they're making different variants. They have the same challenges. You're doing it across 4 different types of product, all built on a backbone, because that enables you to keep doing that. And working with people such as Rockwell around that, and having the right infrastructure in place, kind of keeps that iteration going and enables you to add those things on time and time again. So I think it's a great example that shouldn't be lost on anyone within the audience. So, people might say you are future ready, but what does the future hold?
So what's very interesting is that once we have set up this digital backbone, we can easily expand our company. So we can rent a new manufacturing hall across the street, connect it to our backbone via a VPN connection, and insert our scalable production cells, and we can produce across the street, but it could also be in a different city, different country, or different continent. So what we hope is that as soon as our customers grow bigger and start selling in the US or Australia or Asia, whatever, we can actually open up a factory there as well, use the engineering data, the production data, and all the other data we already have, and just copy our production line, and we can just start working. We only have to train the operators to use the system, and we can go. So
a pop-up factory.
Yes, exactly. So that's the goal, and I'm wondering if Rockwell comes up with new technology that we can use again and insert into our backbone and make it even better.
Again, Joris, I think we're so aligned as companies and the partners we work with around the scalability side of things. And I think with the technology as it is, our adoption of cloud hardware, software, on-prem, off-prem, edge, it just aligns completely with your vision. And that's always been the plan, to align with our company's requirement to be scalable. It's not just scalable in a plant or one area, it's globally scalable. And I'll say it's been quite a push within industry, probably over the last year, where people are looking to how do I, address skills gap when I open up a new plant or factory, but I want to make it closer to my customer. because I want to get the product to them quicker. I want to be able to change it to their local requirements. And, supply chains and things like that can get in the way. So the closer you are to the customer, the better experience. But how do you take all that knowledge, that skill, that infrastructure, and take that across? Because we mentioned about people, that can sometimes be the lag factor. But if you've got the knowledge in the process, training the people, if you've already got a example and a digital twin, makes it so much quicker and easier. And that's using technology for great ways. So, as companies, I think we're aligned, which is why we kind of partner together, which goes without saying. Is there anything else you want to kind of tell the audience about, especially those people who are maybe in IT departments who are being challenged with innovation projects or digitalization or digital transformation projects and maybe wondering where to start?
So I think in general it would be good to start with the so-called Enterprise Integration Hub and connect the system that you already have to that integration hub. Then you can, piece by piece, add in different systems without losing functionality. And as you do it in a step-by-step approach, at some point you will see that all the legacy that you've built into your ERP system, and that legacy is the reason that you haven't been updating your ERP system for the last 10 years. Actually, by adding in different functionality from different software providers, you actually find out that you can get rid of your old ERP system and plug in a new one. And then you're free from legacy, and that's the ultimate goal, I guess. So you can be fast, adapt to the changing environment, add a new functionality, or get rid of old functionality that you don't want to use anymore. So start off with that layer, and then start adding small pieces and taking the functionality from your old system into the new blocks until you can get rid of the old system. I think that would be a great approach for like older companies with a lot of legacy. Yeah.
Excellent work, Joris. Clearly exciting times, and ones that we're at Rockwell really excited to be working with you on and being part of this kind of transformational part of our ecosystem. Many thanks, Joris, for talking us through your journey so far. And thanks very much to the audience for joining us today. What I would say to the audience is, if you've got any questions, please do feel free to post them in the chat box or contact either myself or Joris after the session. Our details will be available. But please do put any questions you've got in the chat box. We'll try and answer them within the time we've got. If not, we will come back to you. But thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.